Good morning, Virginia Beach. I am Erica Compliment from the VB Sun Online. We are a local news and leisure magazine featuring stories about Virginia Beach. Today I will be reading 3 pieces published on our website, vbsunonline.com. We are excited to bring you some of our city's news via video and audio, as it provides a convenient way to hear what we've published. The first is a feature story about the new Veterans Care Center planned for Princess Anne area. The second is a crime story, and the third is a poem by Kempsville writer Debbie Collette. Construction on the 128-bed Jones and Caboclo Veterans Care Center begins in the fall, with an opening set for late 2020. With an anticipated total cost, including design, construction, furniture, fixtures, and equipment of about $50 million, plus $20 million annually for maintenance and some 200 staff members, Virginia Beach was selected to receive the center because of its veteran population base, the availability of emergency and other community services, and how well the facility's construction would fit in with the local community environment, said Virginia Department of Veterans Services Deputy Commissioner Steve Combs. It really is a great location, said Combs, because of the center's close proximities to school and government offices. Located in Princess Anne on 26 acres of city-donated land, sitting in a quiet wooded area bordered by Nimmo Parkway Extended, North Landing Road, and West Neck Road, the city is named in honor of local war heroes Colonel William A. Jones III and Sergeant Christopher F. Caboclo. Ground was broken on the project in November 2017. A Norfolk native, Jones was an Air Commando who was awarded the Medal of Honor in 1970 by President Nixon for his service in the Vietnam War. Caboclo, a Virginia Beach native, died in 2010 while serving in Kandahar, Afghanistan during Operation Enduring Freedom. The center will provide 3 types of veterans care: skilled nursing, Alzheimer's, memory and dementia care, and short-term rehab for patients who need special treatment bridges before being released from other medical facilities and going home. A new patient application period will begin a few months prior to the facility opening its doors, said Combs, and after it opens, it will take 18 to 20 months for it to reach full occupancy at an admission rate of 8 to 10 patients a month. Sometimes veterans can be placed in as little as a day's time, is Combs' goal. To be eligible for admission, veterans must be honorably discharged from the military and have a connection to the state of Virginia at the time of admission, such as someone who entered military service from Virginia. Veterans will also have to show that they are in need of a particular service or treatment that the center provides. It is a higher level of long-term care than is seen at, say, an assisted living facility or continuing care retirement community, said Combs, adding that the center is not intended for veterans who need lower health care levels. They have to need the care, and we have to be able to provide the care that they need. And admission staff will very closely, not only with families, but especially with local hospitals and discharge planners, work to make sure that only qualified veterans are admitted, said Combs. Virginia is home to 2 other facilities like the one on the horizon for Virginia Beach, one in Roanoke and one in Richmond. A 4th is under construction in Fauquier County. The 2 new centers will have the same interior design, but with some different exterior finishes to reflect local community character. You'll see a little more of the colonial-style architecture in Virginia Beach and more of the Hunt Club influence in Northern Virginia, said Combs. In addition to external features that are more in line with the region's unique geography, the center's interior is designed to feature qualities that make it feel more like a home than an institution. The goal is to be as residential as possible in an institutional setting, said Combs. One of the Virginia Beach Center's more leisurely features will be its interior courtyards, which will be open and spacious, allowing residents to venture outdoors and enjoy Virginia Beach's mercurial weather, said Combs. There will also be nearby walking trails. Each resident gets a private room with its own bath, and the rooms are organized into 8 16-room community households joined together by a main street. Common areas will be used for large group activities such as concerts, games, and movie nights. Combs would like to see active duty military groups, school groups, veterans groups, and other community organizations get involved with the residential community. There is a lot of opportunity for civic engagement, he said, adding that soldiers from Fort Lee volunteer to spend time with residents in the Richmond Center, oftentimes playing bingo. The Richmond Center also hosts singing groups from 2 churches that perform for its residents, and Combs remembers a group of Virginia Beach students that really impressed him during one of his visits. There was a wonderful singing group of young students from Kellon High School, and that would be the type of thing we would love to have them come in and do for our residents, he said, adding that it would also be good to see organizations like the Veterans of Foreign Wars, American Legion, and Disabled American Veterans working in the home on a volunteer basis to host cookouts for the residents. The center can be a hub, not only of the community of residents, but the communities nearby, said Combs. The city of Virginia Beach and everyone I've met so far has been so welcoming in having a veterans center there. Moving on to crime, found guilty of first-degree murder, robbery, use of a firearm, and conspiracy, Harold Vincent Cole Jr., 32, formerly of the 900 block of Newtown Road, was sentenced yesterday to 29 years in prison, a term imposed by Circuit Judge H. Thomas Padrick following a 3-day jury trial. Evidence proved that on June 16, 2016, co-defendant Malik Brown made arrangements to buy marijuana from 19-year-old Gregory DeLong. Brown and DeLong knew each other previously, and Brown was unhappy with DeLong about the quality of the marijuana DeLong previously sold him. Around the same time, Harold Vincent Cole Jr., who went by the name of Taliban, owed money to Brown. Cole and Brown came up with a plan to rob DeLong during the drug deal so that Brown's debt from Cole would be repaid. Cole encouraged Brown to set up this drug deal with DeLong, and the two planned to scare him. At around 3 p.m., DeLong sent a text message to Brown, telling Brown to meet him at 1033 Carriage House Road in an apartment complex parking lot. When DeLong arrived, Brown and Cole entered his car. Cole, who was seated behind the driver's seat, began to strike DeLong in the head with the gun. Brown exited the car to see whether the scene had attracted the attention of police or bystanders. Brown heard DeLong begging for Cole to stop. Cole then shot DeLong once in the head, who died immediately. Cole and Brown stole marijuana and fled. They returned to the scene a few minutes later to clean up potential evidence left behind, wiping down the car's inside and taking 2 cell phones belonging to DeLong. Police were called to the scene hours later and began an investigation. Special Agent Wenzel Cosenza of the FBI Cellular Analysis and Surveillance Team provided critical assistance in this case, said Virginia Beach Commonwealth's attorney Colin D. Stolley, who announced the judge's sentencing. Cell phone records indicated that Brown was the last person DeLong contacted before he was found dead. Further cell phone analysis showed frequent communication between Brown and Cole shortly after the murder and the days following, including messages referencing news reports of the murder. Brown and Cole were developed as suspects and arrested separately within a few days of the crime. While being housed at a jail, Cole confessed to another inmate about his involvement in the murder. Another witness testified that Cole attempted to give him the murder weapon. Co-defendant Brown, who was a juvenile at the time of the offense, pled guilty to first-degree murder, robbery, use of a firearm, and conspiracy. His case was certified to the circuit court for trial as an adult due to the serious nature of the charges. He faces up to 18 years in prison when sentenced on June 6, 2018. Cole has prior convictions for armed robbery, distribution of marijuana, possession of cocaine, possession of a firearm while possessing Schedule 1 and 2 drugs, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of marijuana. Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney S. Mario Lorello and Deputy Commonwealth's Attorney Patrick J. Connolly prosecuted the case. And now for a little something to take us out on the water, Journey by Debbie Collette. The sun has peeked over the shore. The wind has perked a little more. All is packed and set to go. We climb aboard and take it slow. The sails go up, the waters rise. The sun moves up into the sky. The seagulls screech and then they dive. The breeze picks up the morning tide. The waves are low but getting big. The boat is set with all the rigs. The water splashes on the side, all set for an amazing ride. The mainsail blossoms in the wind. The jib is up and tight again. The wind is pushing us away from land and far into the bay. A group of dolphins play nearby. The colors change up in the sky. The wind and sun are like a gift. Of peace and light our spirits lift. A silent trail will mark the ride. We sail into the changing tide and leave behind a distant shore into a place not seen before. Our freedom's found in this new day. Our cares are many miles away. The prism of sky and sea brings hope to light and sets us free. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great day. Bye-bye.